visiting fellow at the European Council on Foreign Relations. Thanks so much for being with us. Just how serious an escalation is this public discontent here? I mean, Yemen has been suffering terribly from war, but to finally be driven to storm the palace over failing service delivery, what does that say to you?
Well, for me personally, it's not quite surprising because the unity government that's arrived in Aden earlier this year, which is made of the internationally recognized government and the Southern Transitional Council, a group that seeks to separate from North Yemen and create an autonomous state in the south. Basically, these two groups have not been able to address any of their differences. What's happening in the city of Aden, or the capital city of Aden, has been happening for a couple of weeks now, and civil unrest is increasingly spreading across all of the southern governorates. Although the protests have been a feature, obviously, of the southern political landscape in Yemen, but in recent weeks they've grown increasingly disruptive and obviously prompting a huge security gap within the city of Aden, as the internationally recognized government and the STC have different jurisdictions within the city. So the security situation is extremely complicated, coupled with the lack of fuel, the lack of basic services, and the deterioration of the Yemeni rial. People are increasingly fed up by having 12 plus hours of blackout every day. So when they did storm the presidential palace today in Aden, it's a sign that basically that there are groups, I think, that do not want this unity government to succeed. The disbursement of salaries to the military sector is delayed by 8 months. It is not clear when the money will be delivered to the various security elements that are present in the city. And even if there's a short fix, it's only most likely going to put public frustrations just a little away, but it's not going to fix things unless underlying structural issues, such as the ability for the government to restart states' institutions and make them functional, so the services of salaries, fuel, water, and whatever people are complaining about can be addressed. Otherwise, the factions are going to use what's going on right now to blame each other for what's going on, and I'm afraid we will not see the end of this.
Right. I mean, the cooperation with the unity government, that was supposed to signify a real step, you know, toward peace in Yemen. So if that is failing, if that cooperation is failing, what hope do you have for real improvement and eventually for ending the war?
I think the big part is that this agreement is being, it was agreed a long time ago, more than a year, and it's only starting to be implemented now, and it's being implemented extremely slowly, extremely dangerously, with a lot of, I would say, fog of war. That's really not making things very clear. So I think essentially that the coalition that's made out of the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia has a huge responsibility on forcing these actors to get together. I mean, they are doing this, but they're not forcing them enough by giving them enough concessions so they can get along with each other. Ultimately, one group wants to secede, and the other group wants to keep the country united. So the fact that they're even acting as if they like each other after they had fought each other twice in the city of Aden, after the SCC had kicked out the government from Aden prior, I don't see this mistrust in the government and institutions and in the STC to likely go away between these forces unless the Saudis and the Emiratis ensure that these governments or these actors rather comply to the agreement.
Raiman Al-Hamdani, great to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.